In this video, we are going to try to solve a problem which is as follows. If you have a number like 12, we say that it's going to be shifted right one time by adding a 0 to the beginning to the right of the number. If we shift this one twice, then it's going to be 1200. If we shift it 3 times, then it's going to be 12,000 and so forth. Now we are supposed to write an algorithm which is called shifty sum. It takes two parameters a and b. A is the original number and b is a positive integer which represents the shifting, how many times we have to shift it. Our algorithm, shifty sum, has to return the sum of all the numbers, including the original one, and all the shifts, and then return it to us. For instance, if you have an example of shifty sum 12 and 3, then it has to return 13,332. If it's 9 and shifted once, it has to return 99. If it's 11 and we have to shift it 3 times, it has to return 12,221. Let's do a simple one like this one first. This means that I have to start with 9, shifted once, and then add it to the original one. If we shift 9 one time, we get 90, which gives us 99. If we do the first one, then it means I have to add 12 plus 120. This is one shift, this is two shifts, and this is three shifts. If we add these, we are going to get 13,332 for 11, three shifts. So it's going to be 11 plus 110 plus 1100 plus 11,000, and that's going to give us 12,221. So we have to write an algorithm to do this operation and return the sum. So let's go ahead and write the code for it. As usual, the first line we are going to say start. The second line, because we have to keep track of the sum as we go along, we are going to declare sum a variable, and initially we are going to set it to a, which is the number which is passed, 12, 9, or 11, and a is the first parameter. Since we have to keep track of the shifts, we are going to declare a variable. Let's call the variable c. Initially is a. Now, the reason that we have c here is that initially c is equal to a. To shift it right and to get, let's say, for 9 to get 90, we have to multiply 9 by 10. The second shift, we have to multiply the previous one, which was 90, by another 10, which is 900. So this way, we have to keep track of all these multiplications. So I have this variable here. You will see in the code why exactly I have this c here. Now it's enough to start writing the loop. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say if b is greater than 0, then I'm not going to introduce any index here, because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get b, which is given initially, and I'm going to decrement the value of b until the value is equal to 0. So I don't need any index here in this loop. Now, the first thing in the loop that I'm going to do, I'm going to say c is c times 10. And remember, C is initially A, so C is equal to 9, or C is equal to 11, or C is equal to 12. So when I multiply it by 10, it's going to be the first shift, and then I'm going to add it to the sum. So I'm going to say 6, and I'm going to say sum is equal to sum plus C. And the next line, I'm going to decrease B by 1. So I'm going to say B is equal to B minus 1. And then I'm going to jump to the beginning of the loop. So I'm going to say go to 4. Now I'm going to end the loop with an end if. Now when the loop is done, I'm going to return the value of sum. So I'm going to say here, return sum. And as usual, the last line is the end of algorithm. This algorithm is going to find this sum, and we are going to do one example here. Let's say we try this example here, shifty sum 11 and 3. So we are going to go here at the beginning. We know that we are going to call the heading by 11 and 3. So this means that A is 11 and B is equal to 3. Now, the first line says sum is equal to 8. So I'm going to say sum is equal to 8. A is 11. Then it says C is equal to A. So C becomes 11 too. Now we know that B is 3, which is greater than 0. So we are going to continue. It says C is C times 10. So C becomes 11 times 10 is 110. Then it's going to say sum is equal to previous sum plus C. Previous sum is 11. So sum becomes 110 plus 11 is 121. The next line says decrement B by 1. So B becomes 3 minus 1 is 2. Now it's going to jump to the beginning of the loop. Is 2 greater than 0? Yes. Then it says multiply C by 10. C was 110. So C becomes 1100. The next one says sum is sum plus C. So sum is equal to 121, 1221. Then B is decremented again. So B becomes 2 minus 1 is 1. Then it goes to the top of the loop. The loop says is B greater than 0 or 1 greater than 0? Yes. So C becomes C times 10, which is 11,000. Then sum is sum plus the previous sum. So 11,000 plus 1221. And that's going to give me 12,221. Now B is going to be decremented again. So B becomes 1 minus 1 is 0. Then it goes to the top of the loop. Is 0 greater than 0? The answer is no. It comes down and it says return sum, which is going to be, oh, this one was sum. So it's going to return 12,221, which is exactly what we have here.